Hi guys, my name is Oti, and it's been really exciting to go on this trip with people who are not just friends. I see them as brothers. We've known ourselves for the last over 13 years, and so I'm really excited to share a bit of how my experience has been throughout this trip.
Hi guys, my name is Shagun, and we're so excited to go on this trip together.
Hello, my name is Malik. I decided to get on this trip, which definitely I was against.
A mix of emotions basically, so I can't really pinpoint to a specific emotion. On one end, I feel the anxiety of the normalcy I'm going to go back to, because this was a lot of exploration. I learned a lot of stuff on this trip. Met new friends. Really immersed myself in the cultures around me, basically. So for me, it's the anxiety of what normalcy is going to feel like once I go back home. And then there's also the part of feeling a bit nostalgic, like the memories and everything. But overall, it's like a mix of emotions. There's no specific emotion I can actually just pinpoint to. One end, I feel happy going back home to meet my friends, and then on the other end, I also feel sad that that I might never get to see some of the friends I've met on the trip again, or hopefully I'm going to have to meet them at some point in the future.
Gratitude. I'm just grateful. Grateful for the experience before the trip. Planning took us about maybe a year, because I remember we first talked about this maybe same time last year, and started. Kept setting dates and going past those dates. But eventually things started to align and we're able to make it. So I'm grateful for the experience prior, the experience now, during the trip. And even now when the trip is over, we're heading back.
I would say relief. It was more or less like a milestone, so I'm glad that we've been able to hit it, and I'm basically looking forward to the next thing, in as much as I had so much fun, right? But yeah, mostly relief that, okay, yeah, we're done, everything went fine, everything is going fine, and we're about to ride the last stretch, and we're heading home soon, so relief.
I'll say one moment from this trip I would never forget would be my time crossing the border for the first time, basically, and just the experiences changed, right? Geographies are very similar, the air, the environment, human beings are pretty much the same, but that switch in how people live, what defines culture, the way people talk, language, food, perspectives on architecture, right? Colors, basically. That switch for me was one moment I would never forget. Just crossing the Nigerian border into Benin Republic, and then having to see people speak French all of a sudden, and then having to see that the bikes, everything, like the roads, everything was really structured very differently from what I'm very used to in Nigeria. So for me, it's something I would never really forget about the trip.
Okay, this was a funny one, risky even, but it was a beautiful moment, and I don't think I'll ever forget it. It's what happened. So in Cotonou, we went to one of these floating villages, villages on water, and they had this some sort of water resort where you could go kayaking, jet skiing, or something they call hydro keke. Hydro keke basically is a bicycle on water, so you'd be paddling and moving. Okay, so all three of us got hydro kekes, but one was single and the other was double. So my friends were on the other, were on the double hydro keke, and I was on the single one. And it was fun. We paddled around, sailed or paddled around, the water, whatever. But at some point in the middle of everything, I suggested, let's switch. Right, while we're still on water, away from the dock, in the middle of nowhere, I want to leave my single hydro keke, hop on yours, and you do the same time, and we pulled it off. It was amazing. It felt like some Mission Impossible stuff. Sadly, it happened in the moment. Nobody was there to record. But the bravery and the fact that we're also able to pull that off mid nowhere. That was some cool stuff. I'll never forget it.
There have been a lot of interesting things. I would say, what do I pick? There are a lot of interesting things, but I would say the amount of confusion that occurred in the countries where we were not speaking their languages, right? We don't know French, and we tried. Trust me, we tried. We tried Google Translate, sign language, gestures, and all that, and I would never forget that. So it was quite interesting, frustrating as you get while going through it, but thinking back now, it's interesting. So yeah.
If I'm to describe my entire trip in 3 words, I would say adventure, I would say connections, and I would also say it that would be money, basically. Yeah, adventure, relationships, and connections, then money. Or maybe I should just like rephrase it. Maybe I would say adventure, connections, and resources, basically. Yeah, basically that's my entire trip in 3 words, because we had to spend, then we met new friends, and then it was an adventure for sure.
Beautiful, peaceful, and intriguing. Yeah, I was intrigued. It was beautiful, it was definitely peaceful, and it was intriguing.
For one, I would go with inspiring, fun. Right, I'm not necessarily the fun person among all of us, but I would say this was fun and it was quite interesting. Then what would be the third one? New, right? Because I'm not necessarily the kind of person that would most likely do this kind of thing. Like, if you know me and you hear this, you would. I'm like, it's like this. I'm not one of them. They would most likely have to drag me, which they did at some point, for the most part. So it's new to me and it was fun and inspiring in so many ways, because we got to see a lot of different things, right? Different from what we are used to, experience things that were different. You get to know what we are used to, and yeah, I would say those are like the 3 words I would use.
Drum rolls. I don't really think that a lot of persons really know this, but the country that really surprised me the most was Benin Republic. Originally, we wanted to like cover most of the West African countries, and then, but in the last minute, we just decided to focus on, the closest 3 West African countries. So we planned on doing Benin Republic, Togo, and Ghana. Fortunately, we've like done that, right? But one country I really underestimated. I was more like looking forward to just visiting it and then just leaving very fast, was Benin Republic. But when I got into Benin Republic, my experiences wowed me. It was the best food I ate was in Benin Republic, the best sights. Like, the sunset in Benin was so beautiful that I did not want to leave Benin Republic, basically. Then we left Benin Republic for Togo and then Ghana, but no country impressed and even surprised me the most like Benin Republic. So I was very surprised. Okay, the funniest moment of the trip would also be, I think, would also be Benin Republic too, honestly. Being Benin Republic. Or, I think there were different ones, but just to make it not about Benin Republic, right? Let me talk about Togo. It would be with one of the new friends we met in Togo, basically. And this idea of saying, who's the big boy? So basically, we would like visit a new restaurant, buy stuff, try new food, and then he would say, so who's the big boy? Meaning, who's going to spend on this specific meal? So I found it very funny because, like, who says who's the big boy? The misconception that this trip changed for me is that you need to be very wealthy to explore the world, beyond the cost of travel and mobility, and then the cost of where to stay. the trips are not really going to be very expensive as much as people say they are. So people make it feel like you must have all the wealth in the world to experience. But I think at some point there's a point where no matter how much money you have or the amount of resources you have access to, right, you just reach this ceiling where there's really nothing much you can experience again, right? So maybe let's say maybe at $10,000 a month, I would expect that you can visit any country in the world you want to. Basically, you can keep going on vacation all the rest of your life. You do not need to be a billionaire, right, to experience the world. So for me, it was about this idea that you needed to have so much resources to experience the world. So that's the biggest misconception, because any place you are, you will definitely see locals who are already living there, right? So you don't need to live a very expensive lifestyle. Beyond the cost of movement and then where you're staying, you can pretty much live very cheap, basically. So that's been it for me. It's been really amazing.
It will be the locals in the French-speaking countries, really, Benin Republic and Togo, realized those Benin, especially, the locals were really eager. They were accommodating and really eager to help. Language barrier was supposed to be a thing, or is a thing, but beyond that, they still found ways to make it work. All right, not once, not twice. Trying to describe, use sign language, use Google Translate, to try to pass the message across. And if they're not getting it, the next person comes, and most times they would go call for someone in particular who probably is a tad bit better in English, and so we'll speak to that one and I want to break it down for them, and it's really beautiful to see how, locals like that in the communities and the country as a whole, are accommodating and eager to help English-speaking guests or visitors. So yeah, that interaction, every time we had this kind of interaction, it was beautiful for me. Shared memories. My friends and I go way back, all the way from secondary school many years ago, and life happens. We've done with school. We go into different universities, and NYC, job hunting, everything just spirals from there. All right, but we keep in touch here and there. Number of times that we've met, but having to live with them and like go through experiences with them for better part of a week plus now. It's been beautiful. It's beautiful. Shared memories, shared experiences, even shared finances as well. Because if I was to do this trip alone, I'd probably spend a bit more. But because I went with my guys and we shared everything together, really. Exactly. So yeah, that's probably the best thing. Shared memories and shared finances. I spoke about the language barrier earlier and how helpful and accommodating and eager the locals are. So I don't know if there's any misconception really about these countries, but I'd like people to know that those people are actually really helpful. You don't need to know French to go to Benin. You don't need to know French to go to Togo. Have internet and Google Translate and really probably practice sign language. No, but just do it really, because they're really very helpful people. Prior to now, we didn't have like a tour guide or someone or a translator with us to walk us through, but we're able to do it. So they're really accommodating people, and yeah, you should do this trip as well. So thank you.
I think I've been making this noise about this for like the whole trip. Not the whole trip, but like mostly while we were experiencing it was it's I feel maybe it's normal to them or everybody has other things, but in Cotonou, right, as we're driving to our accommodation, the police officers basically stop people by blowing a whistle. So if they notice an infraction or they just want to check you or something, they blow a whistle at you. And like everyone complies. Like I saw people complying and I was like, eh? That was very shocking. And I don't think I would, like, it's one of the things I'm taking home like mad. But yeah, I think that's something I would note. This is a tough one, right? because I'm trying to pick between Benin and Togo. Why Benin? I got to finally meet a friend that I met online who her presence basically made this whole trip a lot more easier. If you recall, I mentioned the lack of French speaking between all of us. So she is French speaking and she was in Benin. And once she came, the day we went out was very nice, right, and very smooth. So I'm struggling to pick between that and Togo. Why Togo? She linked us up with someone that linked us up with another person that basically made Togo very nice, right? Aside the fact that those two countries are very peaceful and it's very honestly very different from home, it just had this calm vibe to it. Everything was organized, neat, clean. So you get, it's quite hard, but I think I would go with Benin first. You get, I have to meet my friend again, and the experiences were cool, and yeah, that's what I'll go with. Sorry to Togo. I think I'll still pick Benin, right? I think we had more places to explore, and having my friend there, right? It was nice. It was nice having her around, and we were able to go to places. We even went to places she had not been to, so. And the scenery too, definitely. I feel the scenery, and you get most of all these things that we got to see were just monuments, you get, and people's different culture. But on the way even into the journey, one of the guys was saying that what really makes up most of these different places are actually the people, right? So I would say what brought the most meaning to this entire trip was the people around me and the people I got to meet, right? So I would say maybe starting with Benin and Togo. Not that Ghana is bad, but you get, those were the places we got to meet more people, interact on a more interesting level. I actually had the experience with. So I'll not say I'm that attached to any country. I'm more attached to the experience I got to have with people. So I'm more, in as much as I'm not necessarily a people person, what is meaningful to me, or what I found the most beautiful, was people, both around and in various places. I think we were entering one keke napep to a place to get food, and the keke napep driver noticed that Shegun had a camera, and he said, "No, you must take me a picture, and we eventually did. And he disturbed our guide, the person that took us around the country, the whole time for him to get that edited picture. It was funny, right, and just interesting. So yeah, the sightseeing was cool, scenery is beautiful, structure, peace and organization, everything was cool. But then again, for me, it was the people that mattered most. So yeah, with that, I guess I have come to the end of my questions, and we should do this again. Don't tell anybody, but yeah, we should do this again. Thanks.